kid who was turbo pranked by the prank god. It was in a Target. He was told that they were...
Ha? Hindi, okay lang yan. Rub mo lang dito sa ano mo. Oh, okay na oh. Paabot ng green ko na ano.
Filming a Mr. Beast style video, and it was a blindfolded shopping cart challenge where they'd be given 30 seconds with him and his dad to get as much of the toys that they could into the cart, and he'd buy it for them. And the prank was, he didn't buy it for them. Instead, him and his friend just ran away giggling, and then both probably had to start hyperventilating into a paper bag in order to come down from the adrenaline rush of lying to an 8-year-old for their YouTube video. And this became a bit of a big story because you gotta be a pretty psychotic douchebag to prank an 8-year-old, but an even bigger, ghoulish asshole to prank a hearing-impaired 8-year-old whose dream it was to be part of a Mr. Beast video. So let's go over this whole situation as well as his response, because this shameless lobotomite actually came forward and put his face on it, whereas previously, no one really knew who this was. But now, the mayor of Doofus Town has come forward with a press conference here in order to address it personally. So I can't wait to show you what this guy looks like and how he tries to rationalize it.
Saturday for 8-year-old Gabe Lyles and his dad TJ, until 3 men walked up and said they were working with the YouTuber Mr. Beast.
His response,
said that
because
he wanted to do a fill
this
cart challenge
shameless
where we would be
lobotomite
blindfolded
actually came forward and put his face on it, whereas previously that
no
was the whole
really
premise of the prank, and this is pretty much what modern pranks are, just being as cruel as possible and making strangers' days just worse for the sake of your own content to try and fill your completely worthless, dead-on-arrival, doomed-to-failure TikTok career. Now, I'm going to skip around a little bit and show you a clip from his response because he's refuting the claim that he labeled it a Mr. Beast video to the kid and his dad. Not that it really matters that much, that doesn't really change how fucking degenerate this garbage is in the first place, but I will just show you that because he's trying to make it seem like in his response he's in the right, and that the dad is a liar and insinuates that he's lying for the sake of clout, which is absolutely hilarious, the lack of self-awareness to make a claim like that from his position.
We're working with the YouTuber Mr. Beast.
We're kind of like Mr. Beast, not really though.
So this is coming from his unedited video that was filmed, but it's extremely possible that he's leaving out the shit that makes him look much worse and corroborates what the dad was saying. But regardless, let's say he's being 100% truthful here. Even just watching that clip, I think it's extremely easy to recognize why it'd be confusing and people would think that he was coming up like he was associated with Mr. Beast. He fucking ambushed these people in public and then said, it's time for a blindfolded shopping spree challenge, and then mentioned Mr. Beast. Like, I'm imagining he's coming from a privileged background where this maybe isn't that big of a deal, but to a family that doesn't come from that kind of background, this is a, like, dream come true moment. So just getting that opportunity, immediately your heart's going to be racing and you're going to, you know, maybe mishear a couple of things in excitement, not maliciously. So I don't think the dad was lying on purpose here, and he does name drop Mr. Beast, so that's something that would absolutely stick with you after the fact. So I think it's very easy to get confused that this guy is associated with Mr. Beast. I don't think he was making that claim in order to lie on purpose here.
Mr. Beast is one of Gabe's favorite YouTubers. He often makes videos about challenges where he gives away free stuff. So TJ and Gabe believed that the men were working with Mr. Beast. They both put on a blindfold and started filling their cart. And then TJ heard the men running away.
I legitimately think being a prankster is one of the most pathetic things you can ever do with your life. I actually have more respect for people that'll just lick the toilet seats clean at a gas station. At least they're providing some kind of public service, whereas pranksters do nothing but bring the rest of the world down. It's like the last-ditch effort for talentless losers to try and make some kind of name for themselves or get some kind of attention or monetization out of, like, viral videos that are designed to make people hate you. So you're basically just turning your whole life into a punching bag and a spittoon for everyone to spit on you for, and hope that you get a couple of doubloons out of it along the way. There is nothing more embarrassing. I'd even go as far as to wager that if you ran a long-term scientific study on pranksters, you would find a high correlation behind being a prankster and being a cuck. I think one of the core things that drives someone to being a prankster is having a humiliation fetish, which is no different than cuckoldry. But at least with most cuckolds, it's a private fetish between consenting adults, whereas pranksters, their humiliation fetish has no one consenting to it, and is just subjecting the public around them to it. It's making them victims of their humiliation fetish. All in all though, I just can't fucking stand public nuisance pranksters. Absolute dog shit content and absolutely horrible fucking losers. I just don't understand how someone has so little shame to prank an 8-year-old and think that they're somehow like a badass or a good prankster.
100%.
Loser, bro.
The very last thing in this world I want to do is hurt him.
It broke my heart because I thought my dreams were coming true.
The shopping cart challenge was just a mean prank, and it was one comment in particular that upset TJ.
My son leaned in and said that he couldn't hear them because he had to wear hearing aids, and they said that's why we're choosing you for this challenge.
It is actually heartbreaking listening to the kid talk about this. It's very clear this meant a lot to him. This is like a life-changing moment for a child. Like, to actually have your dreams come true, your favorite YouTuber is doing your favorite challenge with you, like, that's something so special that he'd remember for the rest of his life. And now it will still be something he remembers for the rest of his life, but in a very negative way. He'll remember this as the day he realized he can't just fucking trust people in the world anymore. It's like the first time you get scammed in RuneScape. Now, the father mentioned that the child is hearing impaired, and that the pranksters said that, you know, that's why we want to do this challenge with you. And this is something that the prankster in question is once again refuting.
And they said that's why we're choosing you for this challenge, because of the hearing loss. Do you guys want to be in a quick video?
The Southington town.
And that's his proof that he didn't know about the hearing impairment. That one literally split-second clip. Not exactly the most robust evidence, didn't build the best defense case here. Once again, he very easily could have just cut out the part where the hearing impairment was mentioned. I don't know what was or was not said there. I don't have access to the security camera feed there at the store or anything. But I'm much more inclined to believe the father and the child here, the victims of the prank, as opposed to this fucking asshole, who very easily could just not show those parts.
The Southington Town Commission for Persons with Disabilities gave TJ a $200 gift card, and Target matched it. On Sunday, Gabe's dreams of a shopping spree came true.
I pick out Nerf guns, water balloons, and water guns.
At least there's a happy ending to the story. He did get to have his shopping spree and get the toys that he wanted to get. And he seems to have like a really great positive attitude in general, so I'm super happy to hear that there was some kindness shown his way to let him actually be able to do the shopping spree. And now I want to add on to that happy ending by insulting the prankster who proudly showcases himself as the one behind it. So let's make fun of this asshole.
Before we continue the video, I just want to clear the air for anyone that hates me right now, that wants to rip off my beard or shave my eyebrows or rip my ears off or something.
It's almost sadder than the prank itself that he called that little pube patch on his chin a beard. That's not a beard, man. It's a group of taint hairs on your chin. That hair on your chin is what most people have on their gooch. I really hope you don't go around saying that you have a beard, because that's even more embarrassing and delusional than you thinking that pranking an 8-year-old for your TikTok or YouTube channel was a good idea. The fact that you call that a beard is sickening. Also, I love that he immediately tries to showcase his quirky personality. Oh, you guys must hate me and want to, pull my ears off. How wacky and random. So this is like the personality of a prankster. Fucking lame as shit. I already know this is the kind of guy who, when hanging out with his friends, makes stupid faces and goofy noises in order to be the clown, in order to make people laugh. Like he's performing at a child's birthday party.
I did not know that kid was deaf. I did not know that, alright?
It wouldn't have mattered whether you knew or not. You would have still done and posted the prank all the same. In fact, you can't even help but smile about it right here. Can't even pretend to care for a single iota of a second. I also couldn't help but notice that he's got the no parking sign behind him and another sign behind that. So this fucking goofball is one of those dumb idiots that steals public signs and proudly puts them in their room. We made fun of people that did that back in college, fucking 8 years ago. For those that don't know, it was a little bit of a trend for a while where people would get rowdy or they'd be drunk and they'd like steal a public sign, like a no parking sign, and they put it in their dorm room. And those people got relentlessly bullied for it because it's so goofy and embarrassing to think that it's cool. And yet this guy's still living in a fantasy land where he thinks it's like hard or cool that he stole these signs and he's proudly displaying them in the background of his videos. This guy's whole life is designed around being a professional loser.
And the dad is exaggerating it and lying to the news because of what happened. I thought it was funny, but I also was kind of mad because he lied about me and my friends, and that kind of got me upset because, you know, it didn't get me upset because he deserved the money. He got the money out of it. But, he tried to make us look like we were super bad guys. We were just being bad guys. Alright?
Well that clears it up then. All's right in the world. They weren't being super bad guys. They were just being bad guys. You know, just the classic prank an 8-year-old, get their hopes up, make them believe their dreams are coming true before you bring that all crashing down and then use them for your content to try and get some kind of money or career out of it. Not super bad guys by any means, just like moderately bad guys. So, makes sense now that he's really helped clear the air here and clear everything up. So yeah, this guy sucks, his friends suck, pranksters in general like this suck, fucking public nuisance, pranksters are horrible. That's about it. So yeah. Today I saw a video that perfectly demonstrates just how fixated people have become with social media, and just how ingrained in our DNA it is to post every second of every day online for validation from complete strangers. It's reaching a point where it's becoming like an obsession for a lot of people to post everything all the time. And I swear to God, drinking an entire gallon of mercury is less poisonous than spending an hour on Twitter. You could be boofing arsenic and it'd still be less detrimental to your overall health than just doom scrolling social media. It's getting out of hand, and the video that I'm about to show is a babysitter who gets in an argument with the father of the child that she's babysitting because the dad is upset that she posted a photo of that child on Instagram without telling him. And when he's confronting her about it, like, hey, can you take it down? I really don't like that you did that. She's fucking flabbergasted. She's dumbstruck. Her whole universe collapsed. It was like she had just seen a ghost, like aliens had just fucking invaded and blew her mind. The whole concept that this father didn't want pictures of their child posted online for strangers to look at blew her away, and she got extremely aggressive about it, even calling him a pedophile because he saw that she posted that.
You've been posting photographs of my children on Instagram.
She looks really cute in it.
She does look really cute, but why are you putting it on public? Anyone could be looking at her.
No one's going to think about, your address isn't on there, your phone number isn't on there. It's just her face.
This caption here is going insano style. The parents I babysit for got annoyed I uploaded a picture of their child. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty reasonable thing to be annoyed about at the very least. The fact that she posted this herself, once again, is delusional. People film their worst moments and post them online thinking they're right and expecting people to pat them on the back about it like, wow, what a champion. You really showed that father that posting a photo of his daughter online was actually a good thing and he was stupid for thinking otherwise. She's just living in fantasy land here. Like, this is a load of dirty barnacles. She is 100% in the wrong and it's inarguable. It's totally understandable that the father would be upset. It is absolutely his choice whether or not photos of his child get shared online. It's not the babysitter's choice. There's no argument in her defense here. It's completely understandable why this father wouldn't want pictures of his child posted online without his knowledge. I completely respect anyone's decision not to post photos of their loved ones or their children or anything online. There's fucking weirdos out there. You don't know who's looking at that shit. It's not some kind of social obligation that you have to share everything from your life with the cyber world, the cyberspace. So it's just, it's unnecessary, and if you don't want to partake in that shit, then don't. In fact, I encourage you not to. I don't think you need to be oversharing everything about your life online. Now, another thing I find very fascinating here is the babysitter says that she didn't share a phone number or address anything, and she's stunned that this is even a problem. She only shared a picture of his child. The child's face and everything is now out there in public, and that's not a big deal. Which is wild to think of how quickly this mentality has shifted. I remember when social media first started to pop off, first started to get gas in that fire. the general consensus, not just shared with the geriatric octogenarians, but even like my classmates and everything, was don't post too much shit about yourself online. Like, don't tell people your name on the internet.
Mob
Don't put
mentality.
pictures of your face on the internet outside of like your tight MySpace group, because there's strange, creepy people out there, some fucking freaks, and you don't want them to have that information. There could be some bad actors. That has completely vanished from the general mindset. Nowadays, it's considered creepy if you're not sharing photos of your face and updates on your life all the time online. You must be some kind of socially anxious weenie, some loser.
It's my child.
It will
I
go in
hate this
24 hours
game.
anyway. Why are you even following me?
Well, I follow loads of people, but that's not the point.
Well, you don't follow your babysitter. That's weird.
I do follow my babysitter, and it's just as well I am.
One photo.
We're not going to pay you until you take that photo off.
So she was scrambling around in the dark and thinks she found a diamond here to use against this guy for ammo. Why are you following me on Instagram, You have something to hide, tough guy, you fucking creep? So she's 16 years old, and now this guy follows her on Instagram, so she's about to start accusing him of being a pedophile, some kind of low-life scumbag who follows their babysitter on Instagram. And I think that is so weak. I think that is an absolutely dogshit point she tries to make. There's a perfectly logical explanation for why the father would follow a babysitter on Twitter. This person is going to be home alone with their child. They want to make sure they didn't just hire Jeffrey fucking Dahmer or something.
Disconnected.
There's going to need to be some level of background checking. And what's the best way of doing that? Going to their social media, where they share absolutely everything. It's a good way of gauging if this person is even safe to be around your kid and can be trusted. Now, if this father was commenting on all of her Instagram posts and leaving weird emojis, obviously then we'd have a problem here. Then we'd have ourselves an EDP situation. But from everything in this video, that's not the case. He just follows her on Instagram and saw that she posted this photo of his child.
Well, I'll just stay here until you pay me then. What are you going to do about
Give me
it?
that phone now.
I'm not giving you my phone.
There's all sorts of freaks.
Loads
getting
of my
off.
friends do it that
You
babysit.
shouldn't be doing it.
Why? It's literally just a photo.
Look, the north is full of. Stop posting.
Well,
photos
yeah, you
online.
being one, why are you following me? I'm a 16-year-old.
I'm not like that. So give me.
Trash. Complete trash. To say the father is a pedophile because now you're getting offended that he's upset at something you did wrong is beyond stupid. It's so fucking dumb. Now, him threatening to not pay her till she deletes the photo, I think is totally reasonable. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You have done something very much against what you are hired to do, and you won't be compensated until you just do the bare minimum of deleting the photo. It's a super simple request. You shouldn't have taken the photo or posted the photo without talking to the father first, so the least you can do is take it down and then receive your payment for this and wash your hands of the situation. It's just so easy, but she's making a big fuss about it, making a whole song and dance out of it.
That phone.
Well, why have you got Instagram in the first place? How old are you?
You should be even babysitting. You haven't got a DBS.
You hired me.
You
Didn't
maggot!
realize there was
You
an
maggot!
age
You do
limit on
OnlyFans. You're
Instagram.
irrelevant.
Well, like, she's
Irrelevant.
so lost in the
Irrelevant.
sauce now.
Irrelevant
Oh,
woman.
you're so weird. You have an Instagram. How old are you?
I'm done, I'm
Goofball, huh? You ancient
I'm
fossil
irrelevant
stupid
because
goober.
I'm
You have
a
an
trash
Instagram? You're
talker,
going to
I'm
jail.
irrelevant.
Hope you like going to the slammer, you fucking pedophile. Wait until I call up the police and tell them that a 45-year-old man has an Instagram, huh? Yeah, they might just come over here and execute you on the spot via firing squad for your
Hopefully
pedophile crimes
because
against humanity.
if he does OF
Signing up
at
for
like
Instagram when you're
16,
40-something
that's a
years
crime.
old.
It's a crime.
Despicable.
I'm 16 years old. I'm still in school.
Despicable crime.
Anything.
Well, you know me. I'm not like that.
I'm
You
shocked.
nub.
We're gonna have to tell everyone
You're
that
a nub.
bad babysitter. I can't believe I'm hearing
Well, I'll
this.
tell everyone that you follow me on Instagram. I'm a 16-year-old girl. How's that going to work out for you?
Threatening to just call this guy a pedophile to society because he's refusing to pay you for something you did wrong. He's just very simply asking you to remove the photo. He's not even being like over the top aggressive or mean about the situation. Like his only threat so far is we're gonna have to call you a bad babysitter. Like that's something you say to your dog when you're disciplining them after they pee on the floor, like, bad dog, please don't do that again. I don't like cleaning up pee, please. You know, just don't do it again. It's easy. You know, like, he's not even being like an asshole here. He's 100% in the right. He is completely justified in being annoyed and frustrated with her, and yet He's still going to pay her, assuming, of course, that she just takes down the photo, which is super easy. It's super simple. Like, everything she's doing is so over the top and downright criminal. To falsely accuse this guy of being a pedophile.
Wait, I'm shot for words. All I want to do is, will you please just take that photograph off Instagram and we can move on from this. You can get your money. You can go home.
Oh, what the hell?
Safe.
Is that it then? Just take the photo down and that's it? You give me my money and I go?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say.
Well, yeah, that's fine then.
Finally, a happy ending, a great, satisfying conclusion here. She gets paid for the babysitting job and they both go their separate ways. End of story. Until she posted it all online. For TikTok clout, I guess. She should have been feeling overwhelming embarrassment from this whole situation, and yet she felt pride that she'd be getting a lot of internet likes for it because she stood her ground against an unreasonable father or something, I guess. I don't even know what angle she was trying to go with here. She just looks really fucking awful here. She looks downright evil. To just blatantly, like, go on this tangent about how this guy's a pedophile because he followed her on Instagram is so crazy to me. The whole thing is just so wild. And I'm about to make a really obscure reference that I feel like a lot of people aren't going to pick up on or appreciate. But the father in this video really sounds like the Duck brothers from Courage the Cowardly Dog. They were only in like 1 or 2 episodes, but they're the ones that are like, stop laying eggs! We're Duck brothers! Those guys. He sounds just like them. So I don't know if he's done voice acting in his past, but he is like extremely close to their voices. Has nothing to do with anything, I just wanted to get that out there before I forgot to mention it. But yeah, I think this is just a perfect demonstration for how distorted people's perception of reality has become. There is nothing wrong with not wanting your child's picture online, or your picture online, or anyone's picture online, or information about themselves. Privacy is still a good thing. Privacy is still a great thing. I don't know why privacy's been vilified all of a sudden. I think it's great. Keep things to yourself. You don't have to post shit online. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. That's it. See ya.
See ya. What the hell? Oh, what the hell? Oh my god.
You're about to see a grown 28-year-old man have a conniption, just a full-blown freak-out meltdown over a chicken nugget story. I'm sure a lot of you have seen and maybe even been keeping up with this McDonald's lawsuit where McDonald's is being sued because their chicken nugget was so hot it gave a young child second-degree burns when it was stuck to their skin for over 2 minutes. Not that it, like, you know, like welded to their skin or anything. It got lodged in between their leg and the seatbelt and was pressed against their skin for over 2 minutes while the mother was driving home. And McDonald's has now been found liable for this whole situation here, claiming that the nugget was cooked at over 200 degrees, it was dangerously hot, and there's a whole lot of nuance and moving parts of this.
What?
A lot of people are comparing this to the old McDonald's lawsuit where a woman sued over very hot coffee where she spilled it on herself and then sued for it, saying that it was way too hot, and she did win the case. These two are not related, and I am tired of coming in here like Ebenezer Scrooge to lay down the brass tacks. That woman with the hot coffee was a very different situation where there was a legitimate problem with the temperature the coffee was served at, where it was damn near fucking the temperature of the sun's surface. Like, they were serving liquid magma. So when she spilled it on herself, she legitimately disfigured herself. Like, it was a, like, debilitating burn. They were 3rd degree, served from the 3rd circle of hell. And she had to get, like, a skin grafting procedure in order to fix what happened. Like, it was a lot. Now, in this case with the chicken nugget, we're talking about 2nd degree burns. There is a wide range of difference between 2nd and 3rd degree burns. 2nd degree burns, in very severe cases, can of course be disfiguring to a certain extent, but mainly we're talking blisters. I mean, shit. When we did the Forged in Fire video and I was crafting the finest katana the East Coast has ever seen, I was like a well-oiled machine, a fucking samurai bladesmith. When I was hitting it with the hammer, one of the pieces of the molten, like, metal bounced up and landed on my hand and temporarily fucking fused with me and burnt it the entire time. We are talking forging temperatures. I forgot exactly what that temperature is, the exact number, but it's well north of a chicken nugget, and that was a 2nd degree burn. And it was only a blister, and after 2 weeks it went away, and now you'd have no idea that I was ever even the victim of such a masculine injury, a fucking blacksmithing injury. And I was 27 at the time. I was a 27-year-old man. I don't have the same superhuman healing capabilities as a child. Children are like fucking Wolverine with adamantium coursing through their veins. They can like instantly heal half of the injuries that would have an older person either dead or hospitalized in the ICU. So I have no doubt that the child will probably be fine here, and I do understand and recognize that it's still a very emotionally distressing situation, but the fact that they're trying to say it's entirely McDonald's fault I think is beyond laughable. And I feel like such a fucking cuck going to bat to defend McDonald's like a free PR loser here for them. But my
The
disdain
hell
for
you want?
multi-billion-dollar fast food
What?
corporations is outweighed by my disdain for
Wait
bad
just a sec.
parenting. And I really feel like this is an issue.
We're celebrating
of
right now.
parenting.
I'm
I think this is the
give me like
mom's fault.
6 more minutes.
Now I
6
want
more
to
minutes.
summarize my feelings instantly here so there's no
Thanks, bro.
confusion. If this chicken nugget had burned this young child in a
Thanks,
matter
bro.
of seconds after being exposed to her skin, then I would agree that something was wrong on McDonald's end where they were serving dangerously hot food and they would deserve to be held liable. If this chicken nugget had fallen onto her lap and given her second-degree burns within like 10 seconds, 20 seconds, even 30 seconds, I'd be like, okay, something's real fucking weird with the way they're cooking up those nuggets. Why are they so hot? That's way too hot. That's unreasonably hot. But that's not what happened here. That's
What
not the
the
reality of this case. She received second-degree burns after having that chicken nugget pressed against her skin for over 2 minutes. That is a long time. So I don't think there was any hocus pocus with this nugget going on here. I don't think it was a higher temperature than the rest. It was just the only one that got pressed against her skin for such a long period of time. So of course it would cause some damage because of that. I don't think that has anything to do with the temperature. So let's break down the facts of the situation. The mother got their child a
Why
Happy
is
Meal
she
in 2019.
sweating?
The child was 4 years old at the
Sweating
time,
with her.
and
Dahil
Oh
sa
my
stress,
gosh.
nawawalan ako ng
Worse than
focus
sweating
at
in her
napapagod.
OF.
Kaya mag-stress tabs na. Tulong para mabalik ang mental focus at energy. Kakayanin ko ang stress para sa
Can
kanila.
I just stay here? Spend the rest of
She
my
allowed the child
days
to
here.
unsupervised.
Oh my god, I'm coming at
unsupervised might not be the right word here because it's not like the child had like a fort in there. Like
After
a
last
they were able to hide away from the mom. Like,
night.
she could still
Last
see the child,
night,
but
I
she was
think
able
the
to
men
eat all by
love
herself without the mom being able to do a whole lot to help in the situation. And I feel like a child
Die!
that young is not going to know that chicken nuggets are going to be extremely hot. So they're more than willing to just
So stupid.
be a little loosey-goosey with some fresh fucking nuggies. And one wild component about this case that I don't see enough people mentioning is the fact that they even got hot chicken nuggies from McDonald's in the first place, because half the time you get served those, they're fucking ice cubes. So they already found a shiny Pokemon here in the fact that their chicken nuggies were even lukewarm, let alone boiling hot, I suppose. So, the 4-year-old gets the chicken nuggets, the mother is driving,
Chicken
and she
nuggies.
spills the nuggets on herself. I believe they said about 6 nuggets. And one of them gets lodged between the seatbelt and her leg. And it gets pressed against
It's
her
so
leg
dumb.
and starts burning her for 2 minutes
Stop!
with the child
You OF
screaming the whole
YouTuber.
time. I think all of this is a big
Yeah!
red flag against
Yeah!
the mother here.
Yeah, I
One,
saved
letting
that.
the child
I saved that.
handle
Oh,
hot food
yeah,
like this
baby.
at such a young age without
Oh.
the mom being able to help. That it just seems a little irresponsible. And 2, taking over 2 minutes to remove a chicken nuggie that's scalding your
nugget.
daughter, like that
Chicken
seems like a
nugget.
ridiculously long response time. She probably could have dialed 911 and the fire department would have showed up faster to get it off. Unless she was driving on the interstate, I guess that might be a reason or an excuse, but I don't understand how she wouldn't have been able to at least
the
just,
juke,
reach
the
over
juke,
and,
baby,
like,
the juke.
brush
Oh,
the nugget
juke.
off of her
Oh
daughter's
my
leg.
god,
Or pull
no,
over
the
and
juke,
analyze the
baby.
situation a
The
little bit
juke.
sooner. It just seems like a
The
really
juke.
long
These
time.
are
Now let's
such
really
stupid
dive into the weeds of the
change.
situation
Cry
here.
about
I'm
it.
not exactly an
Cry
expert
about
when it
it.
comes to burn
Cry.
science. We'd have to ask fucking Corbin for more specifics, but let's start at the basics. A second-degree burn is classified as a mild to
19-year-old,
moderate burn,
and then
it's the
OF
most
YouTuber
common type
still playing
of
Minecraft and
burn.
complaining.
Features of a second-degree burn include skin discoloration, blisters, shiny moist skin, pain, discomfort, swelling, and layers of skin peeling away. And I wanted to find information on what temperature foods can start to cause second-degree burns, but unfortunately all the data I was able to collect and find was about liquids and the temperature at which second-degree
You are
burns can
19
occur.
and do OF.
With liquids, adults can suffer third-degree burns starting at 150-degree water when exposed for only 2
And play
seconds.
MC.
And burns will also start to occur within a 6-second exposure to
And
140
cry
degree
about the
water or within
change.
30 seconds at 130 degree. So
Did not ask.
second degree burns from all the data I can find really start to take place at the 130 degree Fahrenheit mark when
L.
exposed for only seconds. Like literally like 30 seconds. And then once you get above
Oh.
there, it's even more instantaneous. instantaneous and even more severe. That's when you start going from 2nd to 3rd degree when exposed for like 150 degree Fahrenheit to like 5 degrees stuff.
Noob,
There's also this sculpt chart
freaking
here.
noob,
Keep
bro.
in mind, this is all
No,
liquid.
no, no, ain't no way, no way. Oh my god.